Alrighty guys, so I got the door on with, now remember guys, I can't run to the store and get all the nice fancy looking hardware all the time. I'm using what I got. So I put two hinges on. They're white, but you know, if I have to paint stuff later, I can do that. And I took two pieces of scrap plywood so the hinges could attach onto that, and a piece here. And this kind of sits open, just a tad. And to open it, there we go. So there's just the pieces of plywood. Kind of looks, it's pretty ghetto guys, but like I say, you know, I don't make a whole ton of money off of YouTube, and pretty hard to get stuff nice and fancy and model home. That ain't gonna happen. So I'm just using what I can with what's around. It's okay, you know, if anything does fall, it's gonna slide down and hit the floor down here and not go inside my friggin' stockpile of wood. So for the bottom, I think I'm just gonna grab some just scrap pieces of plywood or whatever and put those down there and just build up a little base or something, because these things will have to go in there, and most of them will have the nails left in, so I don't need nails going through the floor or anything. So that's why I'm going to build a little base up off the floor there. So that's next, and I'll show you what happens when we get that far. Alrighty guys, I had a not a standard pallet outside, but I had a what is it? It's about twice as long as a normal pallet, and I just finished using my bow saw with the aggressive blade on it, and I'm gonna start stockpiling that wood in here. Now it's not been seasoned, but the whole goal is to get it out of the weather and start the drying process. So I'm gonna start loading the little storage area here up. But I just figured out, since I have so much wood, this little back piece that I put in there, so stuff wouldn't fall down to the floor, is not going to cut it. Gonna have to go up higher, or just pray that or maybe if I angle it, actually. Let me angle this piece. That way. Oh, it's awfully tight though. Yeah, if I do that, then that will work, because nothing will fall down in between here. Down underneath in the, I got it kind of leaning up in the back against the wall there. So sorry about the lighting guys, I got my LED lights on, but it's so overcast it's retarded. Here's the wood, and I just put a piece of plywood down to hold that. Yeah, it's so dark today. We're down to 12.6, and that's just with the LED lights on. That's pretty rough. Oh, and my mom bought me that. It is a wardrobe on wheels type of deal. So if I want to dry clothes, I can wheel it over near the stove and have a fan running to circulate as well, and go from there. But I'm gonna load this thing up with wood, and we'll see how we go. Alrighty guys, well, I got about 6 minutes left on the camera. The storage container is about halfway full, and I kept these larger pieces here. There's 3 of them, 1 across there and 2 here, and those are going to be taken outside and used for kindling at some point. I gotta chew them down into strips for starting fires, but I threw them in here for seasoning. Now there is airflow around everything, obviously underneath and above there and all that fun stuff, but this is really not the proper way to do it. This is well, it's the fall, but since I got a late start on this, it's not the proper best way to do this, obviously. But next year, we will be collecting fresh, dry pallet wood, processing it down, and throwing it in here before the fall. That way it can season and what have you. Now, I'm interested to see how long this pile lasts me. But obviously it needs to be dried out and all that fun stuff, so still be interesting to see. I should put something under here to help brace up the weight of the wood. I'll have to look for a scrap piece of 2x4 back there, just run down the middle there, just to help with that. But other than that, I left that edge down a little ways, that way it holds the door, and then the door stays open a bit for airflow, which I kind of want to dry stuff out. Not the best looking thing in the world, but yeah, see here, because I wanted to do this, I had to jar this down a little bit to get the angle, because it was kind of an afterthought, so it doesn't look the best. But this is me sitting on the floor and normally you won't see it when you're standing up like so. See a little bit here, but all more stuff down the line to fix and repair. Anyway, so now we got a nice fireproof surface, and should work out just nice for the stove here. So any other stuff I need for the stove, my next batch is a wood kit I can place here, and they'll obviously dry quicker because it'll be next to the stove. And any other tools I can put under here, like I do need to get a little metal shovel of some kind from the dollar store for the pellet stoves, or wood pellets, I mean. Keep saying pellet stove. No, wood pellets. And different tools, maybe a little poker, maybe a little, I might have to look for a small little grabber, because the company does sell them, but I'm taxed out for money at this point, and that's the way it is. But I got all that wood in there, and now that the door doesn't want to close for me, okay, I'll have to put a little hook on here apparently, but that'll come later when I have money. No money, no honey. So I gotta put this plywood up, and we're down 12/6 here, guys. Pretty bad for I'll have to see what time it is. I know it's late. And it is a Sunday, so The Walking Dead, it's the Walking Dead season premiere tonight. So, get to enjoy that. What time is it? Look at my phone here. 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock. Cool. I'm probably gonna go jump in the hot tub and get my back into shape again, and then I will go from there. Maybe round up some dinner. But yeah, looking good, guys. I like it. So spent all day working on this, making something out of nothing, and it's slowly using up my stockpile of wood back there again, which is good, and other things. And I still got to eat through a ton of that lumber back there just to get rid of it so I get more room in here. But yeah, should work out okay. So I'm out for now. Later.